They still sleeping, that's a rap. They still here, we eventually think before we spend all this shit. We accept the shit, bring it exactly what the family said. Get fucked up like it's attitude. Even cats frontin' had to move up like it's attitude. Even cats frontin' had to move. Now let's begin. Shall we? While you testing these better men, you get fucked up like it's again. Shall we? While you testing these better men, you get fucked up like it's other. If I may have special men, let them in. On the force in a team, a pipe trees. So watch me turn Wrist flushing, respect the king. Yeah, we will begin. Leaving this shit out of the 718. We need the 51-3.
In 2005, my governor, Arnold Schwarzenegger, announced that California would have a green energy initiative to commit the state of California to reducing greenhouse gas emissions to the levels that would be indicated by the Kyoto Protocol of the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change. And when Governor Schwarzenegger announced this initiative, he said, quote, "I say the debate is over. We know the science, we see the threat, and we know that the time for action is now." Well, as a historian of science, I was very impressed by this. We often complain that politicians don't get science right, but I thought that my governor was, in fact, correct. And indeed, in the mid-2000s, it seemed that the majority of the American people had gotten the message about the reality of climate science and the threat that climate change represents. The Yale Project on Climate Change, working with the Gallup polling organization in 2007, showed that 72% of Americans were fully or completely convinced that global warming was indeed happening. In fact, 62% of American citizens believed that life on Earth would continue without major disruptions only if society takes immediate action to reduce global warming. And in the mid-2000s, it seemed that even many former skeptics and contrarians, people who had up to that point doubted the scientific evidence, appeared to be coming around. So, for example, Frank Luntz, the Republican strategist, said, "It's now 2006. So that was good. He was off to a good start. He got the date right. I think most people would conclude that there is global warming taking place and that the behavior of humans are affecting the climate. Now, Luntz was important. He was famous, some might say infamous, because he was the author of a 2003 memo to Republican candidates for Congress in which he gave them advice about how to address the vulnerability of Republican candidates on environmental issues. Polls consistently showed, both then and now, that the American people do care about the environment and do want our government to take action to protect it. And in general, Democrats have been perceived in the last decade or two as being more sympathetic to environmental issues than Republicans. So he advised Republican candidates to address this by using the phrase climate change rather than global warming, because he wrote, climate change is a lot less frightening than global warming. One of the pages of this memo, it's a 200-page document, he wrote, winning the global warming debate, and he stressed, or he advised, that Republicans could win the global warming debate if they emphasized the scientific uncertainty, and if they insisted, contra Governor Schwarzenegger, that in fact there was no scientific consensus. And Luntz wrote, The scientific debate remains open. Voters believe there is no consensus about global warming within the scientific community. Should the public come to believe that the scientific issues are settled, their views about global warming would change accordingly. Therefore, you need to continue to make the lack of scientific certainty a primary issue in the debate. So we see here the idea of scientific uncertainty being invoked as a tool for winning elections.